What's up, peoples? How's everybody doing? I'm not waiting for 20 today because I don't want to be on here forever, but hopefully, if people hear me talking, they're going to show up and come see what I'm yammering about today. Um, Hope everybody had a good weekend. It was a typical Monday for me, but the weekend was good. Birthday was yesterday, so I did nothing at all. Got some stuff from the family for cake and card, and I sat around and did nothing all day. It was wonderful. Um, but anyway, just wanted to say what's up to my peoples out here. Not a whole lot to talk about today. Just go over some stuff we did over the weekend. Talk about some new things. But the first thing I want to do is go through and say what's up to all the peoples that have showed up in here today, and I will call out all the people that show up that are members and people that are just here. So Don Shack, what's up? Thanks for coming. He was the first person to say something. Mr. Pete Lane, he was next. And yes, Pete, that picture was taken in Livermore. Mike took that picture of my F-15 and his right after we did a flight. Yeah, we flew, did some good flights. My son's working on a video of those two right now. Eric Fowler, he's a member. Thank you very much, my friend. What's up? Good to see you on here. Andy Cho, what's happening? Mr. Manny Man, what's happening from down there in the Monterey Bay area and Seaside? What's happening? It could be RC all the way in Australia. David Martin Graff, Spencer Keith, the Flying Fool. Dude flies more than I ever did. There's Ron. So, hey, we're just going to talk about some stuff. I got Nate sitting over there talking to himself. I see him pointing at himself now, being doofy. He wants to get on the screen. But real quick, I want to throw out there that I need to do my usual. If anybody's got any questions, he's talking to himself still. I see him talking to himself down there. It's kind of funny. But, what are you doing? What?
I'm the flying fool. I'm the flying fool.
Spencer flies more than you.
No way. There's no way.
He flies more than you. He flies
But
a lot.
he actually has to travel to fly somewhere a little bit, you know?
Doesn't matter. He flies a lot.
I don't know, man.
Mike Finn, what's up? Mike, that's your picture. Thanks for the picture, too, by the way.
What's up, everybody? This thing's badass.
Yeah, we'll get to all that stuff in a little bit. Let's see if we got questions. David Martin Graff, thank you very much. And yes, the big 4-6.
Actually going to be putting some decals on tonight because, yeah.
That's not a decal. That's a Post-it note.
No, it's a fucking decal.
What's your French? I mute you. Yeah, Spencer, the funny thing is Nate just walks right out his front door and goes flying.
Exactly.
but Spencer flies a lot. So
I'm sure he does. But I'm the flying fool.
So, y'all, ask questions. We got a couple questions here. If anybody has any questions,
I walk about 50 feet that way.
We'll do some talking in the meantime. But we had some good flying on Saturday.
Yeah.
Other than the crazy 30-mile-an-hour gust.
That was so stupid. It wasn't even forecasted to do that.
No, but I had a feeling.
I'm glad I brought that little 3D thing, a little 3D plane that made up for it.
Yeah. But Nate got to fly his new. You had how many new planes? One or two?
Just that one. The Venom.
Yeah, the Venom. The Venom with the new motor is pretty cool. Oh no, you had. Well, that's not new. You flew that, Mike. It was new for Mike, for his the Meteor.
Yeah. I finally finished working on it, so I'm able to fly it again. But I mean, when I say work, I was just fixing things. But yeah.
So we'll get a quick video. I have a quick video.
Filling in stuff and doing that sanding crap, you know, that's always so fun.
I helped Mike Finn get his flying this weekend. He flew the crap out of it with its nose gear hanging down.
Actually, one of the mains hanging down too.
What
one
happened?
Of the mains was kind of intermittent too.
Oh god, typical Dynam.
Mine are fine, dude, because they put the nose gear story. That was all his problem. I don't know what happened to one of his mains, but they're metal turning retracts. They're not the crappy plastics that break after 3 hard landings. No, they're good. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with his. Yeah. Yeah, that's just one of them.
Is that your? Oh, there you go.
There's 3 of those, and then there's this. I only have 3 jets hanging up there right now, but
your camera's wigging.
huh?
It's wigging. It keeps
Wigging. It's lagging.
It keeps lagging.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but every time you move your camera, everything starts freezing.
Whatever. Yeah, I know David Martin Graf. If they didn't freaking push the shipping date back on it, I would be ripped. If it would have shipped on the day it was supposed to, I probably would have either had it or would have had it in a couple days. But
I think it got pushed out until
June
till 1. Oh God.
It was May 20th. Now it's like June something. I don't get it.
Well, that ain't cool.
Ron Shack. We just our contractor did it because I could have built up my own system, but letting our contractor do it was the right move because this is really nice. It's basically we followed the beams in the wall or studs, whatever. So they're basically there's 3 racks. There's 2 wood plates that are about, I don't know, 16 inches apart that go from floor to ceiling. And then this rack that has all the jets on it so they're basically like pipe flanges. They're these kind of deals. You put these on the wall and you have a pipe that sticks out of them. So we have these bolted onto the wood planks, and then the jet rack. So each set of pipes is 1/2 inch diameter, and these ones are 36 inches, and then the other 2 have 24 inches. And this rack has 5 sets of pipes in there. I don't quite remember the spacing on top of my head. And the middle one only has 4, and then the other one has 5. And that 4 one is perfect for each of my warbirds that I fly. But no, dude, the freaking Tiger Cat, I'm replacing these because it was kind of like, I don't even know. It's kind of weird. Are
they white?
No, these are Cali. These are Cali. So this on the real airplane has the tail number, the airplane, marine, and then the marine identifier.
Right.
And I have these because I ordered the nose arts from. But I was sitting on the couch here, and I look at the thing. I'm like, wait a second. So the tail number on an airplane, it either starts with N November, or some old airplanes you see NX. And I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, wait a second. The stock decal had a misprint, and instead of an N, it was an M. And I had never.
Why did it say M?
I don't know. You always see like the P-51. I didn't even notice this until one of my Horizon ambassador friends pointed out. But he's like, dude, go look at your P-51 with the gas cap decals. Instead of saying gallons, it says gallows. Like the N has a W.
Oh wow.
So, but the thing is, you can't see that unless you look at it. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a second, that's not right. So I'm like, whatever. I had these. So I peeled the stock ones off, took some paint off, but I had a matched paint because there was like a paint chip on one of the nacelles out of the box. So I just painted it, so it should dry here pretty soon. And then once it dries up, I'm gonna stick these.
All right, so we got some more people that showed up. We got JCB67, Mr. Hanger 51, he showed up. Who else? Mr. RC Air Marshal, thanks for coming by. Alan Gentry, Ropes Coach Hellies. Yeah, cool. Thank you guys for coming.
EQ in here?
We're up to 19 now. I don't see EQ yet. Most of those guys.
I just wanted to let him know because since he sent me the prop hub for the Tiger Cat, he likes collecting, bombs and missiles and stuff, like ordnance for airplanes. So I told him I'd send him stuff, and he's been sending me an email with like shipping labels and stuff and whatever. And I haven't been responding. I've seen them though. If he was in here, I wanted to let him know I have seen him. I've just been doing other things. I haven't been able to send stuff out, but hopefully I'll get it done this week. I was at the hangar for a couple hours today working on the airplane, putting it back together, some of it.
Okay.
Doing what I can do.
Don't mess anything up.
No.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions?
It was just inspection plates and fairings that I was screwing back on. It's like you teach a child how to do that.
Well, you're a child, so I guess that's it. So, anybody else got questions? Because then we'll just start talking about stuff. Wing. Bye bye. Stop being a butthead.
I don't get it.
Stop being a butthead. You're talking a lot. Roach Coach, it ships tomorrow. I got a whole bunch of shabooples going on tomorrow. I got something going to the Czech Republic tomorrow as well. Big old box going on.
Am I allowed to answer a question real quick?
Sure. Who's asking a question?
Manny wants to know what my favorite jet is. I can't tell you. I don't even know what my favorite airplane is. I have so much damn shit and I fly so much. I don't even know. I love them all.
I don't upload it. So on a cool note, my son has agreed to help me with editing. So what's up, C Mafia? What's up, JSC Hobbies?
The GOAT.
So my son's agreed to help me with editing video. So I'm going to take video clips. He's going to chop them up and make them look good. He already did one. Hey, Daryl, how you doing? So he's going to make them look better. I don't like editing. I like flying. I don't like doing anything else. So he's going to help because he likes editing. He's practicing doing that stuff. Yeah, I've seen that. I think it's pretty cool. C
Mafia was since I'm going to Jet Jam. He was texting me about letting us hang in his trailer with AC, and we could keep our planes in there overnight instead of having to pack because they're camping and
they're glamping.
Phone Boy and I were not campers, so we're staying in the hotel.
Cool.
I've done that camping crowd a couple times. I'm just it's not my thing.
So
I like to go to bed knowing I've had a shower.
Cool, I didn't broadcast this out, so we're going to have a whole bunch of people in here today, and that's actually okay. But I don't see many questions, so that's cool. We'll just move on to what's going on next.
Mafia is a G, dude.
Yes, he is. And a very good customer of Gooniac. Very much appreciated. Dude ordered a lot of stuff.
Let me check this paint on this Tiger Cat, see if it's dry.
So, get that banner down. Don't have a whole lot to talk about, but we did have some good flying over the weekend. That picture that was there on the
damn, it's like 20 minutes. It's almost dry.
Was of Mike and I flying our F-15s.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
That last flight you guys did, that was fun to watch.
And like I said, my son's helping with video, so he already got the Hawk video done, which is going to be cool. But we gotta wait. We gotta wait on what's his name, RC Informer, because he debuted that new X-Fly Sirius from over the weekend.
I'm an idiot. I was calling it a Cirrus, and I saw there was another I in there. I was like, "Oh,
Sirius! Like, are you serious?"
I'm seriously gonna buy that thing when it comes available.
Yeah. So we're C Mafia. That's called glamping if you've got that nice of a rig. But either way, it's not staying at home. It's staying in something else, a home away from home. But that Sirius is coming out. I think looks good. So X-Fly was cool enough to send me that fan, the 80 millimeter fan, to try out and see what I think about it. But Rich got some flights on his Sirius. I'm going to let him do those videos first, and then I'll post the video of my doofball looking.
Oh, Jesus. That was funny. Whack!
My Hawk from over the weekend. So we had a nasty crosswind at first, and I had my X-Fly equipped Hawk out there to get some flights in, and it was funny. Number one, I didn't quite hit full throttle. I thought I'd hit full throttle when I took off, so it was a little laggy.
How do you?
My hand slipped off, and I looked down, and it was like a little under.
I mean, your throttle stick, your radio, like the throttle stick's loose enough where you could move the radio, and the throttle stick will move. So
it can, yeah. So I took off. It was totally crosswind, and I did a couple passes. The second pass into the wind, I noticed that the canopy was doing a little.
I saw it too. I was like, wait a second, what's sticking up?
So then I slowed down and was going to turn, and it just flies off and whack. That was funny. I was laughing so hard I almost dropped the radio. But so then I came back, the canopy was all messed up. So I was able to make it a battery hatch, but I didn't have the actual.
Yeah, and then he's flying it around with the plastic missing. It's like an open cockpit.
It's goofy. So I had to make sure that the Boogie Nights pilot was in place. But I'll put.
Well, that would have been even more funny.
You know what I'm thinking about doing? I'm thinking I'm just going to get the nice, pretty one, and take everything and put it in that, and then make it pretty.
Put the X-Fly fan in the pretty one.
That's what I'm going to do.
And then give me your 2100.
I'll fly the 2100 first, then put the X-Fly, and I'll do it the same day.
I think those new fans are cool. I think the only plane I genuinely want to do it is the Griffin.
Yeah, it needs it. It would be good.
I mean, it doesn't need it, but it would definitely help. It'll help in the sense of when I'm doing high alpha and punching out.
Yeah.
So I mean, for the price, dude, I'm like, what the hell? I'm gonna buy that.
Airvex, what's up?
First thing I need to do is pay you for this.
Glad you got those burners in Airvex and
booty view.
Yeah, all the other stuff. EQ, if EQ's here, I don't see EQ here today, but EQ stuff's gonna go out this week too. Jelonius, what's happening?
Oh yeah, Andy says you can have his hatch for his hawk because he kind of it wasn't his fault, but it got screwed up.
Oh, do you have a hatch that's in good shape? I mean, what's up?
Called using an Admiral RX 600.
Oh no, yeah. But like I said, I have a brand new hawk. Just needs to be put together.
Don't you have like a couple planes that are still brand new and ready to go? But you have
3.
You have Arrows F-15. I know that.
3. So Arrows F-15, the Hawk, and I have to finish the one
that's great. Homeboy sold
the F-104. I got to finish that.
Homeboy sold the airliner today.
This thing's boring to me. I couldn't do it.
I was looking for every good excuse not to get one, and then when the prices went up, I'm like, okay, that's it. No more.
No more. Bye-bye.
$560 now.
I might have. Well, we'll see about the MiG-29. I might have it sold.
You know what? If I was to get an airliner as a meme, I would put in runners in it and put fiery booties in it.
Why not? Stiffen the wings up because the thing flop around.
Oh, that's what I did with this. I glued the wings on this, and I flew it this morning, and it's better.
They flippity flop.
Flippity floppity floop.
Yeah.
It's like the I think the worst plane in terms of wing flex is the Dynam A10.
Yeah.
I mean, or we could say the HSD ME262, man. Shit.
I actually saw somebody literally rip one off, rip the wings off.
According to what everybody's saying, there's no video evidence of it yet, but I guess the wings started flexing and then Bobby pulled back and it just went. Phew.
Yep.
Bye. Yeah. I don't know, phone boy. I flew a Dynam A10 for a guy at Tomcat years ago, and man, if you couldn't go fast because it would start doing this, and then if you pulled back, the wing would go.
Wait, they fly off.
I think he ended up doing that a few months later.
Turbojet was the same way. I had to put carbon in the turbojet. What's up, George Watts?
Turbojet.
Those would be fun nowadays if you could get a kit.
Dude,
stiffen up that wing.
Put 2 X-Flies in that thing.
That's what I'm saying. Andy, if you're cool with it, I'm down. Just bring it with you when you come out to the field one of these days.
I just saw one of the thrown away decals in the garbage. I'll show you what I mean. The stock ones. See what I mean? Look. Can you see that?
MX, yeah.
Mix.
Did you mess up the paint when you pulled it off?
Yeah, but I had the matching paint, so
okay.
It didn't matter. I mean, it only took like 2 spots off. It didn't like rip the whole thing. No big deal.
So Eric Fowler's asking on the FMS 18, what type of mix did you put in for the elevator to flap? I don't think I have one at all. I don't think it needed it.
I can smell.
I don't think it needed a mix at all.
Oh, that's a good smell.
You just have to make sure not to put too much flap. Make the flaps go too far, because if you do, then the plane ends up doing weird stuff. And then you might need to have some compensation, but I don't think it needs much. I don't use any on mine.
Which plane?
The FMS F-18.
Oh, that thing lands better without him.
The Baby Fate.
Baby Fate. Okay, the paint's dry, so I'm going to do some decalage.
You sure it's dry?
Yeah.
Trouble saving.
It's been like 45 minutes since I applied it. You can't even see where I painted it because it's such a perfect match. Such a shine light. Oh my god, that is literally perfect. That is like the most best paint match.
Well, you're not showing anybody, so let's see what you're doing.
Huh? I can't fit the damn thing on the table.
No?
Oh, I could put it on a stand. I could try. You can see what I'm doing.
Or flip it around. What's happening, Mr. Nerd Steve?
So basically, the decal went there. Like, can you even tell there's been paint?
Where was it? In what area?
Right behind that marine, right in front of the servo.
Nope. Well, just because it's shaded, so I can't really tell.
Well, you can't tell even when it's not shaded. So
cool.
Okay.
Checking email right now. SC Mafia.
God damn, big old engine this stuff. You can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, you can tell a little bit, but once I put the decal on it, you won't be able to see it at all. Luckily, all these rivets make it super nice to line things up. I love Cali graphics. They're so much better.
Cool. Okay, so John, is that JSRC Hub? That must be John Shaw, right? Yeah. Did you notice a significant difference when upgrading the F-18 to 2100? Is that the 80 millimeter? Is that what you're talking about? Because if the 80, yes, it was a significant difference. Big difference in thrust, slight difference in speed, but the biggest difference was thrust. It's off the ground in half the runway. Probably picked up about 10 to 12 miles an hour top speed. But now it has like, when you take off, you can basically go straight up right after takeoff. If you want to just go continuously climbing at a 45-degree angle, it will just keep going and going. But yeah, it's a significant difference. The CG shifts back a little bit, which is good too. But downside is you lose a little bit of flight time, but it's a lot more fun to fly when you switch.
Yeah, when I had your F-18 for some reason wasn't bad with the 2000. Oh my god, yeah, you can't even see that. It looks really good. But mine was a dog, and that probably was because I had the front gear doors off. There's probably a lot of extra drag.
It's draggier, yeah.
Because my freaking my stuff was messed up.
John Shaw, do you have that motor? Do you have the 2100 kV setup already? Because if you want, I think I have. I don't know how many I have. It depends on if the guy buys the MiG with them, because I'd sell those with it too. But we'll see. But yeah, no, it's definitely any one of those, any one of the planes that come with a regular 2000 kV and the 80 millimeter size. If you jump up to the 2100 kV, you think the 100 kV isn't that big of a difference. It's quite a bit of a difference, not just because of the kV, but also because of the length of the motor.
I was going to say the motor's bigger.
Motor's longer, so that automatically makes more torque. So, John Shaw, if you're talking about the 80 millimeter, I mean, not the 80, the 70 millimeter, they have a 1900 kV, and that is a significant jump.
Yeah, when I saw yours fly stock, and then when Mike got one with the 1900, I was like, damn. And I remember this was when LFE was closed when the freaking, coronavirus started.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that looks perfectionist.
So yeah, John saw the 1900 kV. That works significantly better.
So much better looking.
Slight difference in flight time, but only slight.
Her font's more real too.
Now the one that I have now, that's a really big difference. Basically taking the old rotor and putting it on the new motor, that made a huge difference. That plane screams now. It was already fast, but now it really screams. That looks good, Nick.
Yeah, I know, because I did. You know what's funny? If you asked me to do that, literally, oh crap. If you asked me to do that literally like 2 years ago, I would have screwed it up. I was not a modeler until about a year ago. Like, I could fly. Like, literally a year ago, I would Mike. I could build and fly, But like when it came to like painting, detailing, I was like, no.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it depends. And like I said, I have the that new this thing I'll show you. This airbrush that I intend to start trying to do stuff with.
Oh yeah, I bought an airbrush too. It's kind of cheesy, but it actually works pretty well. I got it off Amazon. It was like $60. It's like a little airbrush.
Yeah, same thing. That's the same one I got.
With a battery-powered air compressor.
Yeah. And it's dual action, same one.
Yeah.
Same one I got. I just haven't I haven't fired it up and tried it yet.
It works pretty well. I ordered some more acrylic paint to try. I might, since I have this Dynam plane.
That's the one that's going to need it.
Huh?
That's the one that's going to need it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if I want to try weathering, I'll use this thing because it's like whatever happens to this happens. It was free.
Daryl Penson, thanks for coming by. Appreciate you coming by for the little bit that you were able to. So let's see. I got to clear stuff off. Clear stuff off my phone.
Oh yeah, your gear door thing still works too, by the way.
When did you? I thought you ordered a new one.
I did, but they're coming from China.
Oh, that's right. It's going to take a while.
Well, actually, since my RC Castle orders, like they've made it to the U.S., but it's been like a week and a half. I just said screw it, and I ordered both the nose and the main doors from FMS, and I'm just gonna, whatever shows up, shows up.
Directly from FMS?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping I'd get lucky and they'd ship from the Florida spot, but they ship from freaking.
Sometimes they ship from Florida.
Wuhan Dingus, China.
Yeah.
Wuhan Dingus.
As long as you don't get stuff that's huge, it's not taking long for that stuff to ship.
No, that box for those gear doors shouldn't be big either.
There's EQ. EQ's here.
EQ. I've seen your emails about shipping stuff out. I've just been doing other things. Hopefully this week I'll get stuff out, but don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. I've seen your stuff. I've just been finishing up school. I have 2 weeks of school left. I don't really have much to do. The main thing is I just have a math test next week, which I kind of got to not fail. So I've been doing school. Yeah. I've seen your stuff. Don't worry. I'll try to send stuff out this week.
So Airvex, you're talking about the Hawk?
God, it's pretty warm in here, dude. I don't want to open the garage because the neighbors will be like, "Why are you talking to the computer?" I may as well show
See, Mafia, did you ever put your burner in the refill? Because it takes a little bit of work. I have two that I'm selling now. One that makes it easier so you don't have to worry about cutting anything. It's a smaller LED.
See that wing now?
That's getting there.
Remember how dented that was before?
It's getting there. Yeah, you have to with the refill. I have a refill right here. That's what I'm shipping out tomorrow.
What do you mean it's getting there?
Huh? It's getting there. You have to paint it.
It is painted. The problem is it's so hard to get a match silver paint. But luckily, that acrylic paint set I bought has a silver, and it hopefully will match better. Because I went to Ace to. Well, you know what I could do? What I did to the fuse, which it's still not perfect, but it's better than the paint that they gave me at Ace. I just went over the paint with this.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
But because
as long as it won't dent the foam.
No. I took one of the drop tanks into Ace because I wasn't going to use them because you have to glue them on. So I was like, screw that. And the silver matches, but it's not. It's more like flat. It's not super metallic.
Yeah.
I can run over it right now, actually, and just see what it turns out. Because I don't. It flies amazing. So what the hell? I'll just mess with it and it's back with the problem is when I filled in, huh?
Just imagine how good it would fly with the XY fans in there. You just don't want to rip the.
I was gonna say, where's that tail gonna go?
Rip the wings or tail off.
Dude, it's got plenty with the stock. I flew it this morning, dude, and I flew it yesterday night. I flew it twice yesterday. Once in the morning before I went to the airport, and then once later. Oh, dude, it's so bad. The freaking Pawnee, dude. That thing had been an annual for 2.5 months, and then that happens, and it's like,
oh, it had it done. So
it had literally 2 weeks before this happened. They had spent so much time on the annual because they were fixing. I think they had to replace something where the landing gear mounted because there was something that was like giving out, and then the tail wheel was giving them fits, like the tail wheel springs. It was shimmying. And then, so they spent all this time. They get the thing like perfect. The only thing that plane needs to be like brand new is a new paint job, and then freaking goes on its nose.
Is it metal or fabric?
It's a fabric air. Well, the wings and the tail are fabric, and then the fuselage. The fuselage is covered in fabric, but the wings and the tail are I don't know. I know the wings are wood because I've seen the inside of the wings when freaking one of the tow pilots ran the wing into the hangar, but. Yeah, that wasn't fun either. Luckily, we have 2 though.
They're probably gonna have to change that engine, or totally rebuild it.
Yeah, I don't know. Basically, it wasn't. Oh wow, Alan. Yeah, it wasn't. It was. It's been so windy these past couple days, and they were out on Friday, and I guess there was some like private gliders flying, and the tow plane was sitting. He had just landed and he was taxiing off, and it was gusting above like 30 knots at the airport, I guess. I didn't see it. This is just what I was told. And I guess he was taxiing at like a slow speed. And he was, according to them, he was between like 1,000 and 1,200 RPM. And this big gust came in. And that thing, the Pawnee is like nothing. The only thing that makes up that plane is the engine.
That's a big motor, flying motor.
It gets off the tail pretty easy. And this gust of wind came and it just picked the tail up, and it just, as the engine was idling. I guess we looked at the taxiway. There was 9 like scrapes, and then the last was when it stopped and it took a chunk out of the asphalt. So it did 10 full spins and then stopped. And the prop is destroyed, obviously. The engine might possibly be destroyed. But the other thing is they have to look at the back end too, because it went from on its nose and then went boom right on its tail.
Oh, so it could have bent the whole thing.
It could have knocked the whole airframe out of whack. So
it's all out of whack.
Luckily, we have another tow plane. But the problem is the tow plane that just got wrecked we like that one so much more because on the other one the rope just hangs out, and it's not a big deal, but for like what I'm doing when I'm hooking them up, it's like, I gotta like run the rope, and if it's windy, it like gets blown away into taxi lights. The one that just got messed up has a reeling system, so you just pull it out, and they have a little trigger on the stick that pulls it back in. But the other one was a crop duster, so instead of having that reeling system, it has a hopper in the front where they used to put the chemicals. But now there was a story that the hopper can hold up to 1,200 pounds. There was a story that they stuffed the dude inside of those one time. I think it happened like 3 times. They put people inside of them.
It's right on the CG too, so it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, a little forward of the CG, but it's like, seriously. It's funny for that tow plane to offset the CG. They have the battery all the way in the tail. Mm-hmm. So if you need to get to the battery, you got to take this big plate off the top.
At Airvex, I used to have planes in the living room, but I don't anymore. I have one here right now just because it's getting shipped tomorrow. But other than that,
what's shipping out?
Something I did for a customer who couldn't get it in another country.
Some explicit stuff.
Not explicit, but it's their shipping is stupid all over everywhere else. So I helped him get something he wanted.
Oh yeah, I'm running this silver-ish paint over with the Sharpie, and it's better. Luckily, this paint, I did like 3 or 4 pretty thick coats, so the Sharpie's going right on it perfectly.
So yeah, so we've got what else do we have? So I have that video that I'm going to post of the XY stuff after RC Informer does his video. Then I'll have another couple videos coming from this weekend. Like I said, my son's helping me with video editing because I can't stand it. He's really enjoying it. So Having helped me do that. But then working on burners the rest of the week. Lots of them. Roach Coach is going out. I even sent one out. I already sent one to. I don't know if you guys know who Hoot Gibson is, but he's one of the famous
You don't know who Luke Dixon is.
F-14, one of the famous F-14 test pilots, and he's an astronaut, and he was a Reno racer and all that other stuff too. So
He flew Strega for 1 year.
yep, and he won. I think he won. Was it Straker or Voodoo? Which one?
He flew Strega. He never.
So anyway,
Voodoo was Will Whiteside and Steve Hinton.
Steve Hinton Jr., right?
Will Whiteside flew it for a number of years, and then I don't know what happened. Will Whiteside would fly Voodoo, and then he had a yak called Steadfast.
Steadfast, I remember.
And somebody else was flying. All of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but him and his airplane disappeared.
So he's
not like gone missing, disappeared. Like he just stopped coming, I guess, or something. I don't know the whole story.
It costs a lot of money for all that stuff, especially just for one. You got to fly throughout the year. You can't just fly for one. But it's a lot of money. So Hoot Gibson, I'm sending some stuff back to him. We've been working back and forth, getting things worked out. So that's pretty much it. We're not going to go crazy long today, but I did want to get on and say howdy to my peoples.
Yeah. Writing it over with a Sharpie made it better.
For now, wait till you get out in the sun.
I don't care what it looks like. It looks better than it did. Spare bedroom, huh?
Yeah, we got Max back too. Max is back this weekend.
Oh, that's right. His college student antics.
Yep. This looks like the wifey is on here as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. There will be more X-Fly stuff coming. As I said last weekend, they're sending me the 70s. So I'm going to try those out. Figure out, I'm probably going to put it in my F-104. Keith Christie, what is happening?
I don't know how much longer I want to keep that thing. Not that I don't like it, but
with the 104, we got to fly it together. Once we do that, then you'll really enjoy it. That was cool this weekend. When I was chasing you with the F-35, that was badass. That thing was.
That made my 104 look slow.
I'm like, oh, it isn't slow. I'm like, holy crap, that thing was. No, it was like.
It was funny because as soon as you leveled off, we were almost the same. But then when we would climb up and you dive, you would just go. I was like, what the hell? I'm like wide open, and I can't even stay with you.
The thing was screaming. It was fun. That right there made my day, because after having seen that stupid whatchamacallit V1200 make the plane look slow, I'm like, oh god.
You gotta admit that V1200 is fun to watch fly though.
Yeah, I guess
Keon. Now me and Keon will fly them together, and we'll be even more stupid.
I don't know if Jeff in Jeff in Lower Alabama is here, but I was watching his video earlier of dude, what's his name? RC Informer and Gav Street flew really well together. They did a
F-14 and F-18. Yeah, I watched that video. They did good.
They did really good.
They're like they're the me and you of the East Coast.
So Michael writes that you have a very good question. Let me pull up the website for you, and I will
take a nice nap before this, right, sir? You fall asleep?
I'll share it for you. As they say, their website is still under construction, so they might have some info, but they may not have all of the.
You guys are gonna like this one.
So they'll have some info, but they may not have prices or anything yet. But take a look.
This is gonna be good.
What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Right, sir? This one's for you, buddy.
What, he was asleep?
That was on the Zoom a couple weeks ago.
Oh, dang.
I had to do it to you, right, sir?
Alrighty then. So, Michael,
Hey, at least I put the clean one up. There was another one we made that I made that was kind of, you know, a little more funny, but I didn't want to post it up on the YouTube chat.
Oh, dang. They've got them all up there. They have the 50 millimeter, the 64, 70, 80. Ooh, nice. They're adding stuff daily, I guess.
Oh, that was funny. He fell asleep, then he came back, then he fell asleep again. Yeah, that was funny. That night was like one of the funnier Zoom nights. I'll admit, there's some nights I'll join and I'm like, okay, this is boring. But it's those nights. It's those nights.
They make it worth being there.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael writes that there's the link to the XFly stuff. Take a look. Also, if you type in XFly on AliExpress,
their stuff's on AliExpress.
They're supposed to get it on Banggood eventually and Amazon eventually, but not yet.
Banggood.
But the prices are insane good.
Banggood.
Super good prices.
Funny to see things for cheap.
Yeah, the 80 millimeter fan is under $80. And the 70 millimeter, this is a balanced, ready to fly, just plug in and go fan that will drop into any FMS. The 70 is only $50, $49.99. It's funny too. They say active noise.
Believe the price because it's very good.
Active noise cancellation with turbine-like sound, and that's true. Sounds really good.
Noise cancellation. Kind of.
I don't know, but that's part. Okay, so noise cancellation. The way that they put it, it's funny. But what I talk about with them moving the fan further into the housing, that's what that means. Yeah.
It works.
And yes, EQ years are on the way. Finally. I don't have them in the mail yet, but they'll be in the mail probably tomorrow.
Yeah, EQ, just to say the least, it won't take me that long to send your stuff out.
Yeah. Nate doesn't know what it means to work, so he doesn't understand.
I do know what it means, and I'm just messing with you. I know.
Yeah. I'm sending stuff clear around the world, so tomorrow something's going to the Czech Republic. So then Belgium, then Switzerland, and Sweden, all over.
Ray, if I didn't understand what you did, I'd be one of those people complaining, "Where's my order?"
See, that's the thing. Everybody got.
I love it. I watched. I don't know. One of your videos came up my recommended. I'm like, what the hell? And I saw a comment of like an angry person. Where's my order? And you just put the F-18 Fiery Booty member emoji in the comment in the reply.
Man. Yeah, no, I know who it was. He's got it now. He's happy. Everybody, they wig out until they get them, and then they're really happy when they get them.
They're like, oh my god, so much better.
Where's my order? That's why I put.
Should I show them the clips of you wigging out this weekend?
What? No, don't do that. You don't need to do that.
Can we get a post-flight debrief, Rick?
The what?
Or the post-flight debrief?
No.
And then you started to
DVD.
And then you started chasing.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
He then proceeds to chase. Dun, 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 dun.
Tell Nate to put the ordnance in with it. No, that's not enough. Not enough room. And he's a long ways away from me now. It's not like I can go down the street like I used to. He's over an hour away now.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
I can come pick him up.
It's all out of whack. But yeah, no, guys, I'm looking forward to this serious chat.
I can do that. EQ's right. I can. It depends on when you're gonna ship his stuff out. If you have a big enough box.
That's the problem. I usually don't ship it in a huge box because
that's okay. EQ, I'll send it out. Don't worry about it. I ain't got it. It's all out of whack.
So this new Sirius jet kind of looks like an F-104 in the front. I mean F-105. Kind of.
It kind of looks like an F-105 and a Joker.
Both. Yeah, you're right. It's got that the wing.
The wing of the Joker.
The intakes on the wing look kind of like that. I haven't met either of them actually, but I think Nate met Hoot Gibson. I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
But I know if he and his wife both are astronauts.
Yeah, I've met a lot of those Reno pilots. Hoot Gibson. They used to do that Reno banquet in Oakland.
Oh yeah.
So I remember when I got in like my second rock hoppy voodoo, I brought it to the banquet when Steve Hinn was there and he signed it. Met Steve. I've met Tiger DeStefani, the guy who owns Stray Guy. I don't know if he still owns it. The guy who owns Stray Guy. I've met him many times.
Straga's owned by the Plains of Fame Museum now.
Oh, really? Did they buy it?
I think both of them are, aren't they?
I don't know. Yeah, and then obviously I've met Sherman Smoot. I've met him multiple times, and he watched my glider solo. I went up in his T-28 with him. That was fun.
So wait, who was flying this weekend? You took a video of another P-51 going.
Oh, that was Chris Lavara and Strawboss. They ended up. I don't know where they took the P-51, but they took it somewhere because Sal was flying his L-39, and then Chris took off in the P-51. Actually that Octavio guy that flies in Atwater, he ended up sending me a photo. They actually flew over. They brought the Mustang somewhere, and then Chris got in the L-39 with Sal, and they flew the L-39 back in, 250 knots below 10,000 feet,
So they just left. They left the P-51 somewhere.
I don't know where they took it, but Hollister being as low key is when they fly the fast planes, sometimes that 250 knot rule.
Well, they're not.
I think Sal was going a little faster than that yesterday. He was hauling ass with that thing when he came in. They always do the low overhead and brake and
break.
He was freaking flying, man. I was like, I just heard on the radio. I heard on the radio his airplane is 39 Sierra Romeo, the L-39. He's like 39 Sierra Romeo, 5 miles out for the initial. I'm like, okay. 5 miles out. 30 seconds later,
boom, there.
Like, Jesus Christ. And he does that. He goes way the hell out and does it. And since I basically live on a final for runway 31 at the airport now, he was flying one day, and I was at home, and I was in class, and all I hear, phew, and I'm like, what the hell? And I look out my window, and it's Sal, and I'm like, oh, of course.
Must be nice.
Sal's a nut.
Yeah, this is the time of year when we'd have that happening a lot because of the
See, that's the thing.
P-51 flying over.
You might get military stuff, but I get the fun stuff that flies to the airport. Like I get when the fire planes came back for the season, they all came over in formation over my house, and what they'll do. I remember they did this when we had just gotten our airplane and our instructor flew it in. They came back the same day. What they'll do is they'll do a pass over the runway and they'll drop the water.
Oh, nice.
We're back.
Hello.
They ended up. There was a fire by the San Luis Reservoir yesterday. They ended up took care of it, but they got it out pretty quick. Thank God.
Yeah, we do get a lot of stuff. We get fire planes here too. We get actually the C-130s with the fire markings. And
I remember when I lived in Los Gatos when there was the fire right over the hill. I was outside flying my night timber that one day. It was really bad. Like it was so dark you could see the lights, and I saw the 737. I think.
Yeah, they have that one. They have the 4-engine plane. 747,
which I think.
No, not that one. It's this little small T-tail plane.
Oh yeah. That thing. I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
That's Dornier or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But they've got that. They have the
747. I think they kind of.
I never saw that one here.
I think they stopped using that. I think there was something that they were saying like the global super tanker. I think I don't know.
No, I think they still do. There's the 3-engine plane too.
Somebody posted something about how they're like they just think it's too risky or something. I don't know. To be freaking flying a 747 into a fire.
Well, if they have that, they just follow that little the chase plane. Yeah. Or the marker plane, whatever they call it.
Yeah, the air attack. Well, the Cal Fire base are called air attack, and then the Bronco, whatever the numbering is, they air attack. Ours is 460. It's kind of funny. I don't know. Was it Mickey B or somebody in Australia?
Mickey B.
Huh?
Mickey B did the OV-10 like that.
Yeah, and he put it in the Cal Fire, and he did 460. I'm like, oh my God, I see that plane all the time.
Yeah, and that's the one that flew out to us at at Livermore that day when that fire was going on. They thought they just wanted
Yeah,
to check.
that was the Hollister base because
Yeah.
when I remember when there was the fire in the Santa Cruz area and then like Boulder Creek area. I mean, it got so hectic. They basically like just they didn't like close the airport, but like they basically were saying like there were like 15 of those things
I
coming
don't
in.
think anybody was flying anyway, were they? With all the visibility?
No, but like it was the day when it wasn't smoky in Hollister. Like it was less smoky, but there was the fires. And I remember like the airport manager. This was what I was thinking. We were trying to like fly the gliders, and it's windy. They're all using the one runway, and it's like we can't get out. And my the guy who runs the glider port, he's like, oh yeah, let's just keep going. And then we're literally telling him like, no, dude, but like we can't like say no to him. And then the airport manager ended up coming out to him saying like, you stop. Like you stop. This is getting in the way of their operation. And I'm like, thank you.
Sheesh.
It was hot as hell anyway. I was like, yeah, even if there wasn't any fire planes, you shut us down anytime you want.
Yeah, that's a plane that I wish I could have seen. I never did get to see an F-105 fly. And we'll never see one fly either because they have a weapons bay that's capable of carrying nuclear weapons. So they may not.
I remember when I saw the F4s fly at Reno when that was kind of cool. We hung around after the final race.
These are loud. They're loud.
Jesus Christ. They had F4s on display at Reno, and we ended up hanging around a little bit because, we have the pilot buddies. So we ended up hanging around in the Voodoo Pit. Kevin Lacey was there and everything. That was cool. I met Kevin Lacey, too. I've met Mike Kennedy. The only airplane repo guy I haven't met is the one with the bounty hunter guy, whatever his name is, Kent or something. But I've met Mike Kennedy and Kevin Lacey, both super cool guys. But
that airplane repo thing's funny.
I know, it's hilarious.
So
but we were hanging in the pits, and then they decided to get the F4s out of there that day, and they ended up kind of doing a little sequence, and that was kind of cool to watch. Those things.
Is that when they had the gray one and then the camo one?
I can't remember. I know for sure one was camo.
One had two different engines in them. It was funny.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Alan Gentry. That's what I was trying to say. Blanco Lirio, they retired the Global Supertanker. I knew they did. I remember seeing something with it.
Oh, they did retire the 707. Okay.
Yeah, the 47.
I know In the Tube Deep. Yes. He sent me stuff, and I've sent him stuff. He sent me grates for my MiG.
Yeah, I haven't. I bet you I've probably seen him before. He might have gone to one of the AMA expos because he lives near that. I've probably seen him, but I haven't like talked to him. I know who he is though. He messages me occasionally.
Yeah, Paul McNeil. I'd like to set up something. If we did, I'd probably do it at Oakdale. That would be the place to do it. I'll talk to Sean about that.
What?
About setting up some kind of a West Coast jet event or something.
Yeah. He's been texting me a lot because he's been doing the membership thing for me. He was saying he wants to have an EDF like only event, not just like.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that. We should do it.
Oh damn, Jay!
I don't see why we couldn't do it.
Better change that power system. Well, apparently he got an F100 the Flex.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's right. We were talking about that. He was asking me about that plane. Cool.
Change that fan.
Yeah, that's what I told him to put in the 9-blade 90.
Yeah, what's in there? That in that Flex would be perfect.
Because the Flex the Flex when I saw it fly, it flew okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, it needs more power. Why did they put such a lackadaisical setup in that thing?
Because they're guys that fly 3D planes, not jets.
Because it just barely got off the ground. I saw it fly.
It might have worked for the Flex jet, but like not.
No, plane. I saw the guys fly it in at Kings Canyon, back in October, and it was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
With the one that you have in that new Venom, it would be perfect.
Dude, that Venom's a rocket ship.
I don't, as far as a meetup, I'd have to see what people say. Also, guys, I do plan on doing a little sale for Jet Jam too. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a sale before and after the show.
Rich will be there. Rich will be there, so it's perfect.
Yeah, before and during the show, if anybody wants burners, because I know Rich is going to be there to show them off, and a couple other people. So Joe Pellegrino, what's up? I didn't get to tell you. Howdy, you got your stuff, I hope, because I sent that a while ago. You should have gotten it. But have a good night.
I think I'm either gonna me and Joey. So Joey's birthday is I think June 4th, like right before Jet Jam. So he usually gets a new plane for Jet Jam.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I want to get either a new Hawk or an FMS Futura, and whatever, since he sold his, or whatever I get, he's gonna get. So we'll have two of the same. I kind of want to get another Hawk or the FMS Futura. I was gonna get something Freewing, but screw that.
Prices are a little high.
Yeah. Besides, most of the Freewing jets you have to glue the back ends on, so that wouldn't work.
I'm really digging that F-16. I can't wait to see that.
I know. I would have had it by now, probably. Freaking.
If I were able to put that X-Fly on that,
Who knows?
We shall see.
I'm not gonna do it because I think it's gonna have plenty as it is.
You know me.
Yeah, I know you, Ray.
I
know you from modding stuff, and I know you as a personal,
That F-22 that F-22, that's a setup I'm really happy with. I wish the FMS was that good. But I gotta get that.
Dude, you know how much my F4 screams with that stock 1900. Did you imagine if I put that F-22 setup in it?
Yeah. I got to figure out a way to duplicate it. I mean, I have once already. I put it in Brandon's plane.
I thought I was going to want to upgrade this F4, not because it needs it, just because, but like honestly, I don't feel the need to change anything in that thing.
Yeah,
the F4's got the only plane I really want to change the fan that I've got now is the Griffin. Not because it'll help for sure. The Meteor, those stock Dynam fans, those are fine until one of them will blow up eventually. I know that for a fact.
EQ
that ring. Surprised they haven't yet.
That ring burner, I think you can add it, and I ain't gonna be messing with it.
You know what I am curious about? I'm curious to see how the controller runs because Geek pointed out that there's a servo lead by the ESC for you to just plug it in, you don't have to run all the way up. And he said when he put his in there, he didn't have to add a controller, he just plugged it in.
Just plug it in. I think it's got everything.
I'm curious to see how much voltage it pulls. I just want to see, maybe you can make little tiny leads for yours when you sell them and you just plug them into that. But if the voltage is too low or too much, then it might screw things up.
Probably running off of receiver voltage. Well, most likely. Because I know Dana, they're sending me those fans. The XY 49.
Dude, you want to put that in is the F-35 because that thing screams as it is.
I have the 80 in there. I don't need to put that in there.
No, I mean like for me.
Oh.
And you've seen mine stock is plummet.
Yeah. We'll see. Because I have two planes that I could put it in. So EQ, we'll see. I'm not going to use their ring burner. It looks ridiculous. It's supposed to glow from the center.
I will give them some credit though because they actually made it somewhat the right color, unlike some Freewing.
Somewhat. They're not red.
But it's better than the Freewing.
They're not red.
If your afterburner's red, there's probably something wrong.
Yeah.
Get that shit on the ground fast.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm thinking that might be just about it, guys. Not a whole lot more to talk about, and I'm kind of tired, and I got stuff that I need to get finished up here. But
I might be able to sneak in a couple flights.
Got a couple more videos coming out over the next couple days. I'm waiting for RC Informer to get his loaded. Then I'll put mine up. I got to do some chopping. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a sale before Jet Jam. I don't remember the dates of Jet Jam. Do you remember the dates?
10th through 13th
of June.
The actual event starts on the 10th, but people are going to show up earlier. I was going to fly to Ohio on Tuesday the 8th, which is the day Phoneboy gets out of school, which would have been fine. but apparently he had like just found out the day I booked the 8th flights that he has a lacrosse banquet for his lacrosse team that evening about when I would land. So I had to say screw that. So I'm flying up on the 9th. I fly out of SFO at like 8:30, and I land in Ohio at like 5:30.
You're going to SFO? I thought you'd go to out of SJC.
Well, if I wanted to do SJC, there wasn't a direct.
Oh, no direct. Okay.
So I just did SFO. My mom's gonna drive me anyway.
No, I know. I always prefer to go to SJC. SFO is annoying to me.
I don't care. And then it kind of sucked though. On the flight home, I landed SFO, but I have to stop in Vegas. But, oh well. Nothing can be as worse as 2019 camp when we were flying home, and me and Keon, our flight was Indianapolis to Denver to SF. Or
did you have to change? Did you have to change planes in Denver?
No, our flight got canceled.
Oh god!
And we had to sit in Denver for like 5 hours.
Ooh, and I hate that airport. The airport's huge.
That was rough. The first year was crap too because.
No, the only cool thing about it is F-16s flying there. But
yeah, the first year. So this was 2019 when we flew there. We flew out of Oakland, stopped in Denver, then to Indianapolis. Which that flight was fine, and then the flight home. Actually, the flight home we were supposed to stop in Oakland, but then we had to change flights in Denver. So basically, I guess there was weather and there was something wrong with the airplane. So we landed in Denver. And we were supposed to only have like a 45-minute turnaround and go fly to Oakland, but then the flight got canceled.
Something was wrong. Could have been weather too, because the weather changes.
Yeah, and we sat in Denver for like 5 hours. Luckily, we had something to do. There was another kid that lived in Denver or the Colorado area, and he was on our flight home. So we ended up going with him to the max we could go and said goodbye. And then I think me and Keon I think we ate McDonald's and Wetzel's Pretzels and we were chilling. But when we went there in 2018, it sucked because we went SFO to Denver, but our layover in Denver the first year, we only had 30 minutes to make the flight. And when we landed, there was a plane sitting at our gate. So by the time we got off the plane, we only had 10 minutes to get to the flight. And the airplane was at the other side of the terminal.
And at DIA?
At Denver, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I hate
that airport.
I had my backpack. I had to pee like a motherfucker. I had my backpack, which weighed like 50 pounds.
And you got to go 2 miles that way.
We're like sprinting. Me and Keon were like running.
Yeah. It's forever. I'll never forget.
And I didn't have time. I didn't have time to
Number one, we had to sit on the runway just in case we got struck by lightning. But then when I get there, I gotta go walking for 2 miles to get to my. No fun.
Yeah. So, and I couldn't freaking pee because we had to make the flight. So I had to sit on the airplane, holding. It was so bad, and then finally, when I was able to get up, I was like, boom, right to the front of the airplane. That was bad. That was bad because I didn't pee myself.
All right, y'all. So let's get going because I'm tired and I don't want to fall asleep. And I got to get my stuff cleaned up and I got to get a little bit of an edit done. But thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with us tonight. And stay tuned for some videos coming up this week. And then pretty soon we're going to have more videos more often because my son's going to be helping me.
Are you going to finally get that hat cam back?
Yeah, hopefully.
No.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good night. Have a good night. Talk to y'all the next time. And stay tuned for videos. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd like to see a few likes on there if you can.
Did you dislike twice?
Already got 16 dislikes. You always hit them twice. But,
or if you want to be fancy, hit it 4 times.
Hit some 4 times is cool too.
Just hit it any even number in that number. You're chilling. Yeah. Any even number.
Yep. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next time and check for the videos. Like, subscribe, click all so that you'll see all the things that I add. I haven't added
stuff. Notification bell. Use my link.
See it.
And we'll see you later.
All right, y'all. Adios.
Bye.